Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another RC in Motion video. You guys can see here that this gluing process has started, of course, and we are getting it all together. This is the back end of the bed, and as you can see there, I was using an ABS glue that really didn't help out a lot, so instead I used some crazy glue to connect these parts. Now all this entire back end of the bed is connected using glue because it comes in a lot of parts. So here you can see that that ABS glue. There we go. I'm sanding it down in order to get a nice good clamp. And the issue with this glue is that it has a really long set time, not as quick as crazy glue. So instead I use crazy glue as a clamp, and I started using the ABS glue just to kind of test it out to see how it would work out. So I use clamps here. You guys can see a little bit of some Dollar General clamps, and then I use some paper clamps here just to hold it down a bit. And then I figured it out after that, and I said I'll just use crazy glue as clamps, and then just use the ABS glue. And the problem with this glue, as you see there, it clogs up a lot, and I constantly had to run a wire down there in order to get it unclogged. So now I'm putting this back end, the complete back end of the truck, the fender wells or the wheel wells, whatever you want to call them, and just getting it on was really tedious. The way this glue acts is kind of like styrene glue, where it melts both parts together. So here you can see the back end kind of put together with some tape. And then I use that tape all on the edges in the creases, so that way it'll melt that part together and bond it together. It's a hard plastic, but that's how that works. Well, that glue works, I'm sorry. But the problem is you'd have to wait about 24 hours in order for it to glue properly. So I just glued it there, clamped it with some tape, and just waited till the next day pretty much. In the meantime, you know, there was a lot of parts that came together to this back end, and it was really tedious. A lot of small parts, a lot of intricate parts, so everything had to be glued. So please be aware that if you purchase this kit, you're gonna have to purchase a lot of glue. Now that we have the parts together, you guys can see here it's coming to life. It is coming into its final form. It's turning into a truck bed. But as you saw earlier, I did have to use multiple clamps because once again that ABS glue that I bought was really runny, and the parts were shifting a bit. Now in this back part of the bed, the instruction manual is really wonky. There's no translation to English, several measurements, but as you can see there, I'm having a hard time finding which part goes where. They all look the same, they all look alike, but the instruction manual does not properly show it there. And you can see me lifting up the manual every now and so often, trying to figure out where that part goes. But this box in the rear is just a scale box that really has no function, but the box in front of it holds the LiPo. This is more or less for scale looks and for the wire of the LiPo to pass through. Now here, like I said, I was trying to figure out which part was which. I crazy glued some parts down just so I can hold it up, and here we go, putting in the battery latch. Now the battery latch or the battery box, I'm sorry, the battery box goes on with some latch, and I'm sitting there trying to read what part goes where, and then I realized my mistake, and I said, oh well, the hell with it, I'm just gonna glue it on there. And that's what I did. I just glued it on, and it's a little bit offset, so I made the little box. It really doesn't matter because it's not gonna mess up the function, and it's not going to interfere with anything. It fits just like if you were to do it correctly. It's just gonna look offset a little, and I realized my mistake, so I went ahead and I just glued it on there, and as you can see, it fits very well. So here is the part that I said was glued, and you can see I'm test fitting the battery. That's not the battery that I'll be running, but it's just one of the biggest ones that'll fit the box. And I had to trim it. Like I said, those parts on the manual were kind of wonky. There was not much measurement, not much instruction on those parts, so I just put random parts and just cut them and trimmed them. But this is the final look of the truck. There's still more to be done, and in the next footage you guys will see the truck completed, because for some reason my camera didn't record the rest of the build, but you'll see it at the end. Thank you guys.